Good morning, folks. Just fixing the date here. It is the 23rd, and I need to fix that. There. All right. All five are active, it looks like. And the title is good enough. All right. And it says Suno and Udio Music and Motivation. Yes, indeed. I had to fix my hair. I had to shave. I was a bit of a mess. Yesterday we did 2 shows. This weekend's going to be crazy. We're going to have lots going on. Here's the CD that I recommend. Party Throwback. And it's different. It's got Outcast on it. Hey, yeah. Bobby Brown, My Prerogative. It's hard to read it. Salt and Pepper. I need to open it, actually, and burn it so I can listen to it while I'm doing what I'm doing. But thank you to all the supporters, all the people that follow each and every day. I'm so glad that you're here. I love that little live thing they've got now. Different colors at times. All right, so we've opened it here. It says parental advisory, so there must be some swearing. It's 3 discs, as you can see here. It's super colorful. And now I can probably read it a little better. Not much. Blackstreet, featuring Dr. Dre, No Diggity. And Wu-Tang Clan is here. R. Kelly, Nelly, Lucy Pearl, 702, Genuine, Cameo. Just like candy. I didn't even know. Run DMC. It's like that. Oh yeah, I'll enjoy this. DMX. House of Pain. Jump around. Right? What else is on here? Man, this is hard to read. This is really, really hard to read. Raw Bass. It takes two to make a things go right. Did you know that is a sampling of a James Brown groove? Like a solo project he did with some female? I actually heard it. I was like, wow. Nothing is fresh. Nothing is new. Even for me, I constantly learn stuff. It's weird. Like constantly learning. All right. We're going to play some tunes. It sounds like it's starting to get loud outside. All right. I may have to put my fan on. I see what I'm looking at here. Oh, this is a good idea. I'm going to work on something. This might be fun. Could use a little fun. Fun is good. But this weekend I'm going to be at an anime show. And I'm going to be an outdoor event. So it's going to be hot. So hot. So I've done it before. So I kind of know what I'm looking forward to or into. Here's a dear friend of mine, Al Sanchez. I hope you enjoy it. Sanchez. Yes, indeed. Good friend of mine. Somebody I know in real life. We used to do shows together on Haps. That was a while ago. I need to get in contact with him again. He's a great guy. One of the best. Literally one of the best. Always enlightening. Loves fishing. Great guitarist. Very much an independent artist. Does it because he loves it, not because he's making any money from it. He's enjoying life. And I like that. I like people who are kind of different, and doing things their way. It's good. Not everybody is wired like that. Everybody that I know, on some level or not, is usually very consumed on what people may think or say about what they're doing. Funky, techno, groove. I hope you enjoy this. This is a Suno production made by yours truly. Good morning. Thankful Thursday all over the world. We had a full moon last night and it was out of sight.
Yeah, the system making waves using funk and techno in a brand new way. David Frank
Good morning, Chile.
the driving forces inventing techno funk, changing courses. Let the funk still be powerful. Here's frequency. Sensitive souls, knowing peaceful resolution is the key. Let your heart soar beyond the clouds so high. Let your heart be healed as we touch the sky. Sometimes we'll lose our way on this painful journey, but the first step to a new life starts with small steps. Don't you see? Move on, reach out and feel the joy. Funky techno, our divine healer, no need to be coy.
Good morning.
Baby, fragrant.
Good morning, Jackie.
Don't you see? Groove on, breathe and join me. But the first step to a new life starts with small steps. Don't you see? Groove on, reach out and feel the joy. Funky techno, our divine healer. We're in the system, making waves using funk techno in a brand new way. Baby, Frank and funky, sensitive soul, knowing peaceful resolution. Let your heart soar beyond the clouds so high. Reach out and feel the joy.
I see you there. All right.
Deep down, feel the healer. No need to be coy.
All right. She took the bait. Look at that.
I did.
Look at that. Okay, we got to get rid of the funky techno here. 1 second. The funky techno. And we won't get rid of you. So we're good. Yes. Oh, wait. Wait. Oh, I don't do that. I forgot. How are you?
You could.
Yeah, I don't need it.
That little hand movement.
I used to do that in my 20s. I
You're
did.
never
My
too
grandfather
old to
used
use
to
the hand
catch me.
movement.
My grandfather used to catch me all the time. He'd go, "Get a good look, buddy."
I
And,
bet they
and I
had
go,
my hair. Did you have my hairstyle?
I like your hairstyle. I like you better, though, than your hairstyle. I think you're awesome. Thank you
Thank you,
for
you
coming
too.
up, number one. introduce yourself, that would be great too. I can read your name there, but if you can tell us a little bit
Uh,
about yourself.
I'm a designer and I'm designing my life.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Really well done. Now, later after we've done this, I can I ask you questions? Are you open to being and I'll ask you nice questions. I won't be fierce. What was
Yeah,
our
go for
friend
it.
on today? Merlin was like flying the friendly skies. I wanted to call him Mushroom Merlin. I was a little worried. Like he
Oh
was
no,
he was
that's Merlin.
that's Merlin? Okay. I think
Yeah.
I usually get Merlin in the first 2 hours of his show, not hour 7 or whatever the heck that was.
Oh, I get him. I get him like this morning time where well he's an
Yeah.
hour earlier. Yeah, he's like that. He's
Have you
super
ever seen
nice.
him? Have you ever seen is
Personally.
he like I mean, have you ever seen an image of him? Or is he hide in
Mm-mm.
the shadows? Oh, that drives me crazy. That drives me.
I
That
have I
used
have
to
some people. I have some people on X spaces that I've never um seen what they look
seen.
like.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
dangerous. That's
it's
dangerous.
it's interesting.
They could be
I always
stalking your butt. You don't know that. They could be watching all day going,
oh well, I never thought of that. No, now I'll be like, oh no. No, I just feel like with X spaces, it's you get to know people's thoughts and words and how they come across in that manner. So it's not about how they look, it's
mm-hmm.
about how they represent themselves with what they believe in and what they talk about and what they post. Um, there's certain people that I'm very curious about that I've never asked to see a photo because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like they'll share if they're ready to.
I'm going to share
Um,
something with you. There was a person, and I'm trying to warn you, okay?
okay.
There was a person, because when I used to be on HAPS, and HAPS was this format that you multi broadcast and everything, we'd have, on a really bad morning, 300 people. And if it was a good morning, a normal morning, we'd have 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to call her the pulsating rose because
Oh,
I
she
never
got a
knew what
name.
I
You
never knew
named
what
her.
I never knew what she looked like. In all the time I knew her, she was a rose, like a picture of a rose. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Then one day we were doing this karaoke thing where we're all singing, and we're all in the green room. And by golly, she doesn't know she's got her camera on.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm looking at it going, that's a dude.
Hmm.
That is
Well,
a dude. That is an old dude.
you must have
And it was
identified as a
weird. And I
rose.
was like going, I can see you. No, you can't. I said, I can. And I said, I can describe what you're looking at. Like, and then it all stopped. And I was like,
Did
oh,
the rose ever
and
come back?
oh yeah. And she denied it all. And, someone hacked into it and all this other crap. But I learned from that point on that don't ever take people on their word. Because she was a beauty queen and all this other crap. And I was just, after that, I was like, you're not coming on my show unless I see you. So I can see you in the green room and you can be whatever the heck you want to be as a pitcher, but I have to see you. And
Yeah.
my God, it caused the biggest avalanche of hatred you've ever seen. How dare you tell people? I said, oh, it's my dance floor. It's like I was telling Merlin. It's like, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. There's a million other channels to go. And if you want to do your thing, one of the things I love about you is there's two of you. There's definitely two of you. Do you want me to explain that?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Very
Okay.
curious.
Yeah. There's a side of you that's raw and honest and almost to a fault, too frightening to me. Like I watch him
Why?
go,
Why? What did I
oh,
say
because
that's
I'm not
frightening?
open like that. That would be like me running around with my pants off in public. It's no. I might be more comfortable doing that than what these things that you do. Like I can't do it.
What have I done?
You bare your soul. You cry on cue. You do, but it's real. It's not like an actress thing. You're being yourself. I could never do that.
Um,
I'm always
I am.
in
I am who I
state.
am. I mean, every person has. It's a, they're multifaceted. Like coming down into the core of who
Hmm.
I am who I am. That's why I'm
I've got
curious to
one
see
hair here.
what the two are.
Hmm. Right now, I got to take my glasses off and get this hair. I got one. It must be an eye. Oh, this is when you're old, when you've got hairs that are longer than the hair on your head, probably just below your head, or your ears, and just this is something to look forward to when you get 60. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
But you are authentic, but then you're also super structured, and you can
Okay,
be
okay.
like,
So how do they not go hand in hand?
because most people who lose their freaking shit on air, like you do at times, do not have the presence of mind to be structured. They don't correspond. You're usually in one lane, and that's the lane. I stay in this lane. You drive into the field, you do a donut, you roll it, you pull the car back up, you get back in it and go, "Hi, we're back on the show. How's everybody?" Like, it amazes me. I couldn't do that. I'd be like, I just cried. I gotta go. I'd be gone.
Okay, so
If
how would you say that I lost my shit? That's interesting.
To me, in my little pea brain, that is like losing control. That is like bearing all. Like, there may be
Yeah,
one
but
individual.
how do you view that I did that?
Oh, like when you go on and you talk about the things you talk about and the fears that you have, and I'm like, I've been misty a couple times when I've watched your stuff and went, "Oh my god, this is wild. This is wild." And I
What is
watch
it?
it,
What is it?
and
Pinpoint
I
it,
watch.
Michael. Pinpoint it.
There was a time where you thought you had cancer again.
Mm-hmm.
There, you could do gunpoint, set my ass on fire, and I would
You
not
could
do
have.
that. That's how I'm different because I'm too private. Oh, she froze. Or she overheated. Okay. What what I suggest you do is come back down. We can wait. Oh no,
Michael. Oh gosh, this is like the good part too. It cut out
you
when you're
froze.
like,
You did this.
yes. I hope I didn't freeze on like that odd like face. No.
You know what they were saying?
uh,
When is she gonna roll the vehicle? Okay, go ahead.
what? Oh
They
yeah,
were
go
saying
around, round, round, round. Um, no, you stopped at like you can change on a gunpoint, and that's not a good spot to like stop. Where I'm trying to like follow your thought. So
Well,
what
you
were
don't want
you
to follow
saying?
my thoughts, you'll go insane, but yeah, you
I'm
don't want
doing my
that.
best. I think I do a pretty good job, right?
Oh no, I'm so proud of you that you did it.
What?
I just wanted you to come on and do a video and
I'm
and and
here.
and, and be this. No, like your stuff. I thought, come on, do like a minute of inspiration. Woo, woo, rah, rah, dee, dee. Not, oh,
Do
you
you
know,
want me to root root and rah rah at
rah, rah,
7:30?
get up, everybody. All right, we're good. And, and tap your toes and, like that kind of thing. That's what I
I
thought you
think
were
when you
going to
think
do.
about it, it's like ancient.
Instead, I'm watching The Days of Our Lives. So it was
Love it.
amazing.
You just right into it. You're just like, oh, good morning.
But some people do that though.
Rock and roll.
They're all theater. By the
No.
way, anybody watching this is not scripted. We're just going by the seat of our pants here, which is great.
Yes, I don't know how you could script this. It's
No,
too
you couldn't.
good.
You could actually. If you had
I
two
mean,
really good
I
actors,
rather,
you could.
I'm more of like a wing it, spontaneous
Mm.
person. So,
Do you want to put your phone on something?
oh, cause it's shaking.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of shaking going.
I think it's like the Blair Witch in the morning type of thing. I think it's
What is
good.
that? What does that mean?
Like I'm not doing this. It's just a little shaky, shaky.
So you feel more comfortable having it in your hand, kind of thing?
Yeah, so I can move it.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like
I
to
love
move
this
it,
song.
move it. I like to move
Move
it.
it.
All right. No, what I suggest, it's just a thought. They're not expensive.
Oh, a tripod? Yeah, but I'm not gonna be like like when you're moving. It's more animated. I mean, I guess I could move my body. Okay, okay. I'll look into it, Michael. You can put the
But
link
if you do
below.
restream, you can do photos, you can do stuff. You're not going to be able to hold your camera and do this at the
I
same
didn't know
time.
how long I was gonna dedicate my time here today. It could have been a high and
Well,
bye.
it was going to be 5 seconds.
It could have been a high and bye.
Hello, fuck off.
Michael, we were trying to do this for so long.
No, you were messaging me, and I was on every day, and I was like, if you want to come up, you'll come up. You didn't come
No,
up.
I like the personal invite.
Oh, well, you are personally.
It
See
that's
this
kind of
here?
how
This
I
is
roll.
Metallica. This is Metallica right here. And I said, ride the lightning. So you did.
Yeah,
You did.
why am I so small?
You're so
Okay,
big now.
we're switching
Your
things.
ego needs to be bigger. I'm
Mine?
small now. I'm small now, and you're the biggest.
My ego does not need to be bigger.
I
It's
can't
at a
make it
good
big. I
size.
can't make it bigger than this. This is as big as it gets.
No, I want to see you.
Do you want to
I
be
can
equal?
see myself. I look at myself in the mirror all the time. I got to
Well,
see your facial interactions.
oh, okay.
Now that I get
Hello.
the opportunity. There
Do
we
you want
go.
it bigger than that?
Let's
Watch.
do
Here we go.
that.
Look at it. There we go. See, I couldn't do that if I was holding my phone.
Yeah, I will get a tripod because this whole. If I do this again, I'll get a tripod.
You're gonna do it again and again and again for sure.
Oh, are you
Because you're.
sure?
I know you will, because if you do this, you'll reach a whole different audience, and they need
Why?
to
Because
see you.
they get to see me candid. Like people are like, I am who I am
Mm-hmm.
online and
Yeah.
offline
I'm not
and
judging you.
in
I'm just
personal
in awe
relationships
of you.
and in business. Like this is who I am.
Please don't feel judged. I'm in awe of what you can do. I can't do that. That is not in my toolbox. Can't
Well,
do
are
it.
you totally different? Like if I meet you, I'm like, oh, Michael.
Well, that's good. I'd be like,
No, is that
wow.
what
No,
I'm gonna be like if I ever meet you?
no, what you see is me as much as I'll show. That's the nicest way of saying it.
Yeah, but
You know,
what about the
because
other half? Am I not gonna like it?
oh God, most people don't. You'll be okay. Yeah, you'll survive it.
We
I,
both
I I
both
may
have
not
our
message you
phones.
back. That's the problem.
We both have our phones. You're
You're
like,
pissed about that. Explain that. Why does that bother you so
what?
much? That I
What?
didn't. So you like the here. I forever am inviting you to come up, and I will be forever grateful that you're here.
I
Were you
appreciate
touching
that.
your
I
intuitive eye to
appreciate
see if I
that.
was
That's not
lying?
how I roll. Okay.
Okay.
I like the personal invites, and
Yeah.
I like it to be like, hey.
Okay. What if I did
Give it
something
to
like,
them.
"You are invited"?
But
If
you
I
never message me.
motherfucker. You're fun.
I know, right? Come
You're
on.
very
You
sensitive,
wanted
aren't
to get
you?
me on here for so long, and now that you do, you're like, oh wait, I guess I should have DM'd her back.
Yeah. Well, if I DM'd everybody, I would never be able to get on. That's the problem.
Yeah, but you can be selective.
I am. That's
Oh
I
no,
hunted.
I didn't make it into the selective list.
Here's what I did.
Hmm.
I saw you
All right.
today on Twitter. I saw that I thought it was your show originally, and then I went, "Where the hell is she?" And then he went, "Oh, she's with Merlin." Okay. So then I listened to Merlin on mushrooms for almost half an hour so I could talk to you. So I think I've made amends. I've fixed the fence.
I guess
I've
in your
crossed the
mind,
bridge.
I guess in your mind, Michael, you've made amends. You got a lot of ways to go because there's been things I want to talk to you about. That will be interesting
Yes.
because we talked about the sports thing
Yes.
where you're like, I think you could be beneficial if you come on here and talk about sports. I'm like, sports? You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, but it was your perspective.
Yeah.
It's because like you were. I want you to explain how you explained it to me. But you came into one of my spaces
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, "Hey, I want you on my show."
Yep.
This is at least 8 months ago, 5 months
Yes.
ago,
Yes.
whatever. And you're like, "I want to talk."
And you're over it.
What?
There's no charge.
For what?
The 8 months. We're mending fences here, folks, on the mist. I'm poking I got to be careful. I'm being playful, and I shouldn't be. No,
I'm
that
playful. I mean, you're always respectful, but I'm
I,
playful.
I try to be respectful. Do you think there's a lack of respect though on the internet now?
In what way?
In every way. Like you said something today, and it really was so fucking honest. I loved it. And you said there's times when I don't even want to be in my own space.
Well,
Can
you
I
can't just
relate to
you
that?
can't just cut out the things I said before and after. What I had said is we were talking about spaces and like what
Mm,
spaces you want to be into or not, and we went on quite a bit about it,
mm-hmm,
and then I was like, it depends upon my mood, what space I want to be in. If it's a space that's more lecture based, because some people will have a space, they'll give their spiel, and then they'll have a very formatted structure of commenting.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
then there's some spaces that are like complete chaos, and sometimes that's good. And then there's my space where I feel like I love to give people the opportunity to speak and say their mind. And the structure of it is when people come into my space,
Mm-hmm.
if they are up in the speaker panel, they put their hand up, and they let people. Oh, this is on X. I don't know what else you're streaming this on X Spaces,
We okay.
and
One sec. You got to slow down. Number one, your brain is wired to fire fast.
it is.
You ready? My spiritual audience is like this. She does talk fast. She's quite delightful. Let it go that 8 months. No, okay. So here's the thing. Thank you for
I
the
do
jump.
yoga. I'm spiritual. I do hot yoga, sort of yoga. The cadence would be very different. Like, hold for a minute.
You know you just railroaded me there for a sec. You trucked
Go,
right over me.
go ahead.
And so that's okay. I do it all
Carry
the
on.
time. If you give it, you should be able to receive it. That's the
Oh
way I
yeah.
look at it. Yeah. So
My
here's
family
the
thinks that's
thing.
one of the best things about me is my sense of humor.
Number one, you asked
Hmm.
me about the football part. I wanted to show the spiritual side of football and how guys are trying to make a living. A lot of them don't even want to play, but it's the only way they can make a big living. And a lot of them put themselves at risk of concussions, life altering injuries, but they're making $1 million a year on average. If
Mm-hmm.
they can have a couple good years, then they're set for life. Some of these guys have a net worth of 300, 400 million, not many, and many of them make a lot of money from endorsements. But the average player within 3 years is broke and is burnt through the money watching what these guys that make 50 million a year spend money on and have no idea of money management, and or they get ripped off by their advisors, and that has happened too in the past. But the NFL is $1 billion business, and what they do is they don't care. They just don't. If they burn you up and churn you up, they'll just get another idiot, pay them $1 million, put them on and people are lining up from here to Brazil to do it. But they're always like it's family and it's this. No, it's not. It's a business. We were talking also about being in your space, doing your show. If you could describe what your show is, because there are people that will watch this later on TikTok and other things, if you let me cut it up, explaining the topics that you do, because you talk about, you know, do you want to share what you're going through at all? Or is this not the day? Because there are a lot of people out there suffering what you've been suffering through the last 3, 4 years. And I think it's 3, 4 years, I'm guessing.
Hmm. No. I was diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer in November 2022. So it's been like almost a year and a half. I
Hmm.
went through 16 rounds of chemotherapy, the most aggressive type. And then I went into two surgeries at the same time, 25 rounds of radiation, and now I'm on post hormonal treatment because the cancer I had uh, was it's gone. Cancer free, free to be. Um, that was yeah. So I have post hormonal treatment. So it's not over in the sense of treatment. I was very blessed to have the cancer go away. It's a miracle because the cancer was the size of like a pomegranate, and
Wow.
then when you couldn't feel it by the time of surgery, and it was like 5 millimeters
Hmm.
when they found the surgery. So it's been a long process, but it's pretty quick. It happened real quick. The doctors acted it immediately, and they're amazing
You're
doctors.
lucky. You're alive. You're very lucky.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I've
definitely
I've
I'm
had
blessed.
friends. I had a friend who went into work one day and said to me, I think I have cancer." And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, the doctor is worried." And I was like, "Okay." And I was thinking, with the treatment they have now, he'll do some chemo, he'll be fine. 4 months later, he was gone.
Oh gosh.
4 months from the time he figured out what he had, and
Mm,
he had a mole on his butt. It was just a small mole. And
mm.
then they later found out that he had had several tumors, small tumors, in his brain. And he was crazy sharp, anyways, and a little bit kind of nutty. Anybody who knows me is going to know who this was. But he didn't know. And he said once he really believed that once he knew, there was almost like a part of him that gave up. And I think
Everyone
that's
responds differently.
yeah, and I think that's common. And then you have people like yourself that fight fiercely.
Mm.
You
I
know,
ain't done yet.
right? I've got things to say. You better message me back, or else.
Divine timing, Michael. I believe
Divine.
in divine timing.
Let's ride the lightning. We're here. We made it. We're
The
together.
spiritual sense, divine timing.
Yes. Do you talk about divine timing in your?
All the time.
Okay.
It's a huge thing in my life because I talk about manifestation, and that
Mm-hmm.
has to do with divine timing. Like that as a um you could want something so bad and work for it so
Yeah.
hard and implement all the tools.
Yeah.
But if it's not the divine timing, and it might
Right.
never be for that one thing. One of the things that I liked is that with manifestation, you asked what I talked about in my spaces. One of them, and I have a video that I did upon this,
Mm.
is that um, you could be manifesting by textbook,
Yeah.
but maybe what you're not getting is because you're meant to do something else. So I'm a designer, and I my little mug, Devil's Tower. My mom and I went on a trip there. It's pretty cool, but
Show us the mug
it's
again. I just did where you're massive. Massive. Massive influence. There you go. Beautiful.
yeah. Well, I do a lot of different styles of design. This is my next generation. It
Mm-hmm.
blends both abstract photography and sacred geometry, or just geometry in general. So I do a lot of different styles of design for sure. Oh, and my pillow. Let's see. Yeah.
Okay. 1 second here. I'm going to make you big again. Here you go. Kaboom. All right. We do this on my show. I'm going to put a photo up, and I've been doing this for years.
Okay.
And the photo, you'll probably recognize the people in the photo.
Okay.
You should at least. I know you only have your phone right now, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it as big as I can here. There you go. Do you recognize these people at all?
Hold on. Now you're gonna see like every aspect of my face. Friends.
Right.
I love that show.
Right. Look how young
I
they
used
are
to watch it.
here.
I watched it all the time. I was actually thinking about another show, and I know you're trying to speak, but this goes straight to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, someone could what?
Go ahead.
Hear me?
I can hear you.
So someone asks can ask you,
Yes.
which character are you on Friends? Right?
Ah.
And that's the thing. We've had like a long conversation of like why someone would be this or that. I'm not one character. I'm a blend of
Hmm.
characters. So we've had this type of I can't just go for Phoebe. Love her. I just love that show. Sorry. Why'd you show me that?
Well, what we do is we'll put a photo up, and I've been doing this for years, and it stirs new conversation. It's like asking a question. So this morning, when I looked at it, I had a very different. You were very happy when you saw it. It actually made me sad when I looked
Because
at
I
this.
stopped your show.
No, not that. I looked at all the individuals that are in this show
Mm-hmm.
and how much money they've made, hundreds
Yeah.
of millions of dollars through syndication. But not one of them, in my eyes, is a really happy, balanced individual. And there's one person I think is the healthiest of them, and there are two and that are very tortured, and one of them is no longer with us. You know, he left the planet, and he was clearly. But when you have the spotlight on you like that, like I guarantee you, they were happier then without the money and the fame. They still had their freedom. They were still the essence of who they are, right? I don't think that show brought them great amounts of happiness. That's why I don't think they were ever really willing to go back. It also reminds me of the other show that's really similar, Seinfeld. They have no desire to go back and do something. They have no desire to do it. You know how many people have asked for, can you please bring Seinfeld back? Can you please bring Friends back? And they go, no, that was a moment in time captured, right? But
Yeah.
the cost of them being on that show, even though it was just a show, it it kind of took their life away from them. So who do you think I think is the healthiest of them? I'd be curious.
Well, to be
And who do
honest,
you think is the healthiest? So let's do that first. Who do you think
okay.
is the
Well,
healthiest? Go ahead.
um, I don't really follow the stars as far as celebrities.
Okay.
Um, I don't know the personal background.
Yeah.
And even if you thought you did know, you
Mm,
don't know.
it's yeah, it's right. You only know a
Chances
portion.
are, like, someone could come up and be like, "Oh, I'm having a great day. I love those days," but like, there could be so many things that they're not saying. I know
Absolutely.
that they were. I loved their show. It made me happy. It was
Hmm.
something of that manner, but maybe it didn't make them happy, but they did it for whatever reason. So you don't really know people's motives behind why they do something unless they tell you. And even then, people are dynamic and there's reasons for things. And so I can't tell you who's the happiest. I can't tell you who enjoyed the show the most. Um, and
Who
in
is your
time,
favorite character then? If you don't like the question, and
it's not that I
here's the
don't like
thing.
the question. It's not that I don't like the question. It's the fact that that's not a straight answer. I
It's not
can't
an
tell you
answer. It's not an
what
answer.
or
It's
opinion
not
or
an answer at
perspective.
all. So if you don't answer the question, that probably means you weren't really fun. You made a really good point, and that's the reason I used to use pictures, because pictures bring emotions out in people and different
Mhm.
imagery. So for me, I'll quickly answer it so we can spin around, and I'll ask you the question I was going to ask you. For me, I know the backstory on a lot of them because I follow stuff like that, and being female on that show, there was great pressure to be beautiful and thin to the point where there was levels of shaming. And when they started to lose their youthfulness, they all went under the knife, some of them more varying degrees than others. And then once they did what they did, they couldn't fix their face. Their face is no longer the face of this. It's like when you watch the Kardashians and I see original photos of them of when they're like 13 and I go, Who the hell is that? It doesn't even look like them. It's not even remotely. I'm like, I guess that's Kim. Oh my
But do you
God.
know anyone that actually looks exactly like they did in the past? We all evolve. They just happen to evolve with plastic surgery. You don't know how they would have evolved otherwise, but we all change, you
You're more
know?
radiant now than the last 10 minutes than before. Okay. No, I see what you're saying. We
Yeah.
have to grow into this meat suit we're in. See where we're going? We're going deep from just the comp. So this
Yeah.
is just a meat suit. I personally believe that we come back over and over again until we learn the lessons we need, and then we can ascend. My grandfather used to say, we become dirt. Get over yourself. Get off my front yard. To the religious people, you're a
Mm.
moron. And he knew I was spiritual, so he used to go, sorry about that.
Well,
Even as he.
I think it's important. I've always had this perspective is that people should try to feel that should. If someone wants to feel comfortable in their human vessel, right? By doing altercations that like, doesn't harm anyone but
Mhm.
makes them happy. Like I don't necessarily see a reason why someone shouldn't, if they want to get their Botox or yeah, go ahead. Oh, your hands up. Now we're on the video hand up.
Well, no, because I don't want to interrupt you. I wanted you to finish your thought, but a lot of people will not know what the vessel is. So, what does a vessel mean to you?
Human body.
The human body. Now, I called it the flesh suit. They may not know what that means. So, we're talking about the same thing. This is a temporary flesh suit.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we have. And we have to be okay. I think the most important thing we have is our brain, period. The brain is everything. And I think the things that we think and feel all the time really dictate the amount of happiness we have on a daily basis. Is this true or false in your world when people don't correspond with you for 8 months? Go ahead.
I would say energy is quite up there. Like your energetic frequency is heavily dependent upon how your human vessel operates. Because yes, your mind is so important. Like so important. That's why I like to optimize my learning skills and try to get better day by day because in that sense it's like you need your mind and then how do you want to optimize it? That's what I like to think about. It's like how do you want to become better and more efficient? But when we've had topics, countless ones in my X spaces, it's energetic frequencies. Like what you emit energetically also has to do with the emission. Can't see my hands. Emission of like what you're actually putting out into the world. You could have strong brain waves, but if you don't have it mixed with energetic frequencies going outward, then you have a less likely chance, in my opinion, of manifesting. I think that for sure. I think the brain, like to answer your question, brain's important, but also coupled with energetic frequency. Because if you're not emitting energy with your thoughts, then how are you creating your reality?
I had to cough, so I put
I don't
myself
even know how
down.
to, I don't even, I don't know. I probably would just, I'd be like, just coughing.
No,
Um,
I put it down because
but how do you feel about that? Like you've been in spaces with me talking about energetic frequencies,
Mm-hmm.
talking
I
about things
agree with
about
some of
manifesting.
it. I agree with some
What?
of it.
Well, what do you agree with and
I
what do you not agree with?
I would have agreed with it more 10 years ago than now. I've been going through a lot of really freaky stuff the last. So part of the reason I don't answer emails and stuff is there's days where I just have enough energy to get the show done or to get the task done I need to get done or walk my dog or I just don't have it. And when I do have it, I flow with it. So right now, it's sunny, it's warm. This week is crazy, but it's a good crazy. It's not a stressful crazy. It's very creative. Like this week, I'm going to be testing my frequencies, energies with a bunch of anime young kids. I know nothing about the costumes they're wearing, but I interview them, and we did it last year with my daughter, and she's in social media as well, and she's an editor and a filmmaker and an artist, and you name it, you all the things, right?
I heard her song.
Yeah,
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 it was
she's
really cool.
yeah.
I heard how proud you were in your voice.
I am
And
very
that's
proud of
excited
her.
me.
She also
Yeah.
drives me right around the bend, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, she does. She drives me right around the bend sometimes, and I know I drive her around the bend. And
Mhm.
we've had many a conversation where I'll be saying things like, "Yes, from your lens, from your
Yeah,
viewpoint,
perspectives.
this is what you think is going on. From my viewpoint, through my lens, because she loves doing stuff with the camera, I'm not seeing that." And then it elevates, and she gets more and more angry, and then sometimes she'll go, "You need to leave," and I go, "That is quite clear. Thank you." I go,
That is quite clear.
"That is quite clear." But I don't scream or elevate. When I was younger, I used to feed my mind with things like this. How dare they? Piece of shit. Why the fuck are they doing it? And then I would just go. I wasn't even listening. I was just thinking of the next clever antidote I was going to leash upon them and show them my superiority. Where now it's like, I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. We're on this planet, which means nothing. We're a grain of sand in the universe. And that's, sorry, that's the planet we're on. We are Zippo, zilch. Where before, I was the universe. I was God's greatest creation that He had ever made. And I used to have people that I dated when I was younger go, "You are an effing blodo head." And I was. But that was my lens at that time.
Hmm.
That was my time. And it was so funny because my grandfather would catch me looking in the mirror all the time. We were talking about this earlier. And he would go, "Get a good look, buddy." And I go, "What do you mean? Why do you always say that?" And I got angry one time. I said, "Well, why do you say that?" And he goes, "I want to show you something." Comes back. He's got this picture. And I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's a good looking man." He said, "Does he look like anybody?" And I go,
It was
"Yeah."
him.
He said, I said, "He kind of looks like me." And he goes, "He does, doesn't he?" He goes, "What do you tell me? This is my dad? Like, who is this?" And he goes, "No, idiot, that's me."
Ah.
And then he said, "Do you see what you see now? This is what you are going to be later." And I went, I was fucking horrified. And you know what we're seeing right now? My grandfather, right here. But when I was younger, I was like, "Oh, that's not gonna happen. You're a chubby chaser. Go. You're an idiot. What do you know?" And as I get older and older, I look more and more like him. It's so funny. And our personalities are similar as well.
How are your personalities similar?
He could be a charming person. He could also be a dickweed. And that's me. That's the duality of Mike Bathurst. You know, I can be a nasty curmudgeon. Like today, I'm in the show. I shouldn't have said it. I went, "You're pissed at me." That's all it is. Let's just come on the show. And
No, you know, it goes back into what I feel is that you never know what someone's going through. Like I didn't know,
yeah,
like you seem so like lively and
yeah,
energetic, and sometimes off camera, like you're saying, you didn't feel that way. Like
no,
for instance, this morning,
mm-hmm,
I knew that I could give enough energy to be on this broadcast.
yeah,
I mean, first of all, when you asked me, like hadn't washed my face. I had like my big giant glasses on. My hair was all
yeah,
messed up, and I was in a robe. But like, I knew energetically I could do it. But there will be times in my life that I can't offer that opportunity
yeah,
to do that. And so now, like, that's what's so interesting. Like now that you were saying, like sometimes I can't just get back to people. Got it. I get it. Like that I never would have thought that
right,
you were. And that's the thing. Like for me, I understand that people are going through their own internal battles
mm-hmm,
that day, but I didn't click with that because you had always. Because in my opinion, you were inviting our conversation. to do a broadcast and to do these
Absolutely,
things.
I was.
But it wasn't, and then it I didn't have the like I didn't have the idea that offline you could be dealing with something. Like I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
think of that because I saw
yeah,
you. Oh, I hear you on Spaces or watch you, and I have
yeah.
no idea.
That's one of the faces. That's one of the
Hmm.
lenses, right? So for quite a few months there, I was pretty worried about my mom. She's near the end. We've talked about this before.
I don't know if we
She,
have.
oh well, she has had cancer for 17 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it is now pretty much got her. And she knows it. And she's getting ready. And she feels like, you know what? I have lived 10 years longer than most of the doctors thought I would live. And
Hmm.
she laughed and she said one day, she said, you know, first time they told me that I might have 4 months or 4 years. And that was over 10 years ago. So, and I think it's such a wild and strange disease. And it's one of those things that it it never really goes away. It's dormant. And I think we'll find out later in life that everybody has it. It's just not activated in everybody. I think it's just
Hmm.
one of those things. I think if your system gets down, or if you, like her mom had it, and her mom's mom had it. So it's definitely genetic. And I didn't know that until recently. And for her, I think
Yeah.
she was saying her estrogen levels are insane and have been forever. So you know what that means, right?
Does she? I'm assuming you're saying she has breast cancer.
It's everywhere now. That
Oh,
that was one.
metastasized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What does that
Uh,
word? What does that word mean, by the way, for those?
metastasized means it went
Yeah,
all over the body,
yeah,
or at least into other parts of your body. It's
yeah.
spread. It means it's spread.
It's spreading. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But I think that's the key is, and it was like I was trying to say to Merlin today. We don't know. We are not guaranteed anything. So if you don't care, and I think he does, if you want your essence to be out there later, either have children or be a movie star or a recording artist or a podcaster or whatever we're like. I used to foster children a long time ago. And they say, when I miss you, I watch you. I'll watch your videos. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay. Yeah. And I
yeah.
thought that was cool. And every once in a while, I'll know my mom's been watching me because she'll slip something. So I love you, mom, if you watch this. So, yeah.
What
But,
can I speak up on that?
hmm?
So that conversation allowed me to respond, but not to elaborate on some things. In the sense that
I love the way
what?
you process stuff.
Why?
That was the most polite. Wait a minute. I have more to say. Go ahead.
No, it wasn't the space. I was even saying in the space, like, let's give someone else another opportunity.
Oh, don't go
I
there.
super appreciate. Hold
Don't
on.
go there. That's my biggest beef with Twitter. We could do an hour show and have me rant about
Yeah,
that.
that's your show. I'm being conscientious of other people in the space and them wanting to share their opinions. I don't necessarily need to sit here and say all my opinions. I'm here to socialize and hear other people's.
That's what
Um,
he's doing, though. He's socializing. He's not doing a
yeah,
show.
okay,
He's not doing a
Michael.
show. No.
I'm gonna pause you for a second. Um, because this is really important. This is what I wanted to say is the
Where
fact
is the
that
pause button on my body, by the way? I'm just curious.
well, I'm pausing you on the
Oh,
top of the
jeez.
screen.
I thought
Pausing
you
you
were
on top
going
of
to
the
do one of
screen.
these.
No, I'm pausing you on the top of the screen. I don't know what to do on camera yet. I've never done a live broadcast.
You're doing great.
Um.
You are. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you. I'm just being myself.
Phenomenal. Warm, bubbly,
Oh.
good, feisty. It's all good. Go ahead. Feisty's
Uh.
good.
God, no. I mean, I am who I am. This is it.
Yeah.
Uh. Yeah. So legacy. The video that I did yesterday was a space where I did yesterday. This is going into legacy. and domino effect. You asked what I talked about on my spaces, wide variety of type topics, and whatever comes up with those topics. So, um, the domino effect. Do you need to know you made a difference for it to be significant or matter?
Mm,
No. But it's nice to know for certain people. Then we think of this in the sense of legacy and continuing onward. That one perspective, that one opinion, that one idea that we're
yeah,
moving forward with could have had the ripple effect or domino effect that transcended time and history. You
right.
are living on with your legacy. I know you want to say something, but one second. You are living on with your legacy. You just don't have credit for it. Like you might have credit for it, but what does it matter that that one person you said something to saved, inspired, that one person had the ripple effect? You might be living on in time, but in a way in which you don't get credit. Some people can't look back at videos and go, oh, that's what they posted that day. What did they say behind the camera that could have created even more impact? What you said to your daughter, how you encourage your mother, and like how that domino effect happened. I need to say that because not all things need to be recorded, and some things do. Go ahead. I had to
Okay.
get that out. I didn't get the opportunity to
No, no,
elaborate.
no. It's good. You can, it's okay. I get it. You had a thought and you needed to express it. So here's one of my biggest pet peeves, and we'll end it
Oh,
on
by the way,
that.
I have to leave. I have to
Me,
leave
me
pretty
too.
soon, but
Yeah, me too. So this won't be long. Um, if you're gonna run a show and it's the spaces, share the fucking spaces. Like, and don't be on there just rambling for 10 minutes about nothing, while you've got people doing this with their hand up. My problem was I never spoke because I was more worried about everybody getting their 2 minutes. And I used to say that you get 2 minutes, say what you need to say, and then we can rotate it faster. And I used to have a timer, on apps because we had
I have
so many.
hourglasses all over my house.
Yeah, so I used to have a timer, and it would give them a warning. And my God, they'd lose their fucking mind when I shut them off, and I would go to the next person. They would absolutely lose their mind. And people watched, and they used to call it Russian flush Mike. Oh, he's gonna flush them. They're not that. And okay, now we have Brian because they would be
Huh.
on there for half an hour. It- it- if you want to hear your voice, do this. Go on, talk to yourself for 1 hour, if that's your goal. Go ahead, Jackie.
Yeah, I think some people speak to speak, some people speak to listen, and some people are speaking to themselves. Honestly, like there's certain things that I say that I know work and I'll hear it. I'm like, oh, I need to do that. Or some people just want to talk. They just want to be heard. They don't want to have constructive feedback or anything. They just want to know that they're speaking and someone's in front of them, regardless if they're listening or not, a human listening. And then there's people that are speaking to be heard and to have their message come forward. And I definitely will get a tripod because this is like
You
super
missed one.
shaky.
You
but
you missed one. You
but
ready?
yeah.
A lot of people do it to control it.
To what?
It's a form of control. If I can railroad over you, or as I said, you just trucked over me, that's a form of control. It's a form of bullying. It really is. And if someone doesn't like, I've been in rooms where I'll say to the guy, "Do you want to hear what I'm gonna say? I need 2 minutes. I've listened to you babble and go for 10 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. Time it." And I had to do it. I'd do 2 minutes and go, and they'd be livid. And I go, "You got 2 minutes. Go, make the most of it." And they couldn't formulate their thoughts in the 2 minutes. That's not a good speaker. Anything you have to say, you can say within 2 minutes. And the great thing is, think about it this way. Let's say you and I ran a show and we did this format. Okay? That means there's going to be at least 20 people. 20 people are going to speak every hour. I've been on your show and other people's show. 4 people spoke in a fucking hour because they're blah, 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 blah. It's just verbal diarrhea. Like anything that you said in that 15 minutes, do your own chat GBT and PowerPoint it. But people can't do that. I've been in other shows where I wanted to strangle people. And I'm thinking, why in God's name do you have anybody on here? And then I have other people, I want to hear them, and they don't say a peep. They run the show, and you wouldn't even know they were there. Go ahead, Jackie. I know you're holding yourself. Go. 2 minutes.
I can get a lot done in 30 seconds.
No, I know you
Um,
can.
Yeah, it is about. I mean, I have hourglasses all over my house. I love time, and it's when you like time equals currency, and when you want to share. And there are different platforms and spaces. Spaces. I always say right space, right time. That could be X spaces or in reality. It depends who you're speaking to, what's your
Yeah.
purpose, and is it that platform? Is it that space that would be good to communicate your message?
Okay, I know you need to wrap this up, and I need to wrap this up. So why don't
Yeah.
you just tell them, the audience, where they can find you, and hopefully we do this again. And next time you'll have a tripod or balance it on a book or what?
Yes, next time if I do it again, I'll have a tripod because I could see this the shakiness. But if you've watched it this long,
Yeah,
must have
you
been
know the
worth
other
it.
thing you can do is you get a pile of books,
Oh
a
no, I know.
coffee,
I do meetings.
yeah,
I do
a
business
coffee
meetings.
cup, a coffee cup with something in it, just so you have enough, and then you can even rotate it like it's profesh, and it's just a coffee cup.
Okay. I do. I don't use the coffee cup, but I definitely have meetings. I guess one of the things why I sat here is that I have no filter, and I do my videos here sometimes, and I wanted people to see like reality. Like
You were
it's not.
great. You were great. Like you should be doing this yourself. That's the next step. Seriously, I know that's a big leap. I get it. I get it. And we're in the boat together right now, rowing, and it's been fun. And when I first got in the boat, I think the boat had a bit of a hole. It was called 8 months. Water was coming in.
I'm not gonna. I actually should apologize. I didn't think about what's going on outside your life beside the camera, so I do apologize. Um,
Well,
I
but I
I
don't
should have.
share. See,
Well,
that's
I
it.
mean, yeah, but just because you don't, I mean, yes, that's true. It's true. So I didn't know what was going on in your life,
Yeah.
but I am sorry that I should have been more sensitive to the fact that I
No,
know things
you
outside
did
someone's
great.
life.
I'm aloof. It's
No, I
not
know,
you.
but I just I want you to know that like everyone has things going on
Oh yeah.
outside of it.
We agree on this. No matter what people present, we never really know. And the ones that tend to be the kindest are the ones that are usually bearing the greatest load. People don't know it and they just bury it. And that's why a lot of people have ulcers or they go on retreats or they disappear. You'll see the other thing that I would love to talk about, just like 30 seconds each, is whatever you're doing, if it's through social media, keep doing it, you know? And you're going to connect energetically with that person who is wired like you. So if you're crazy and you're a bulldozer, or you're sensitive and you're quiet, or you're aloof like me, crusty old man, somebody else is going to go, he's okay. I don't know. I like him, or I like her, or, but also be okay with when people don't like you. That's okay too. Go ahead.
Um, this has been very wonderful. I love spontaneity and being in the right headspace to accept. And going back to our conversation like 25 minutes ago, divine timing. This was divine timing. This was the opportunity that I got up early, that I was on a next space. Sometimes I try to have a mellow morning. I have a business meeting later, and I was like, huh, perfect opportunity or divine timing. So, Michael, yes, I would love to do another space with you. This has been wonderful. I'm excited to listen to it back. I'm excited to hear what
Can I
people.
cut it up and repurpose it on YouTube and on TikTok? Are you against TikTok? I had one person go, "Don't put anything on TikTok," and then they saw my numbers and went, "Put it on TikTok." And I went,
Oh,
"Why?" They went, "Well, you've got 300-400 people I don't know who will be watching me." And I went, "Well, there might be." And he's single, right? And he went, "There might be some crazy women out there." And I go, "Oh yeah." And he went, "You're right."
I'm open to the opportunity or option to talk about it. I'm not sure what you exactly have in mind. I think you're gonna broadcast this video on YouTube, which is
It's
fine.
on right now on 5
Oh,
platforms. We are on LinkedIn,
oh,
Twitch,
oh,
Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter
oh!
simultaneously. You ready
I
again?
had no idea.
YouTube,
I thought you were gonna make a
Facebook,
no
Twitch,
idea.
LinkedIn, and X, formerly known as Twitter.
Well, I
Oh,
didn't
you
know
didn't think
that.
we're live? We're hot
Well,
like a potato.
I assumed we were live. I thought it was like a YouTube chat. I didn't know you went
No.
on all the platforms.
Oh yeah.
Oh, well,
That's what I
like
said to. That's what I said to you about be on Restream, and Restream is
oh,
free if you do 2 platforms. So let's say you did Facebook. What are your 2 favorite platforms besides X? Or
well, I
do
like
X.
you, huh?
Go ahead. Or do X and something else, and it would be free.
Well,
Try
I would
it.
say that I do X mainly, and
Mm-hmm.
then I like to listen to like podcasts on YouTube a lot.
Yeah.
Like if like there's certain people that I like adore listening to.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like mind expansion, quantum physics. I've been listening to wind chimes lately as of 2 days, so on YouTube. So some
I think
music.
you will be very pleased at the quality of this broadcast, the sound, everything, because the way we did it through Restream. And that's what I'm saying to you. That's the next step for you. What did he call me? The pusher? Oh, the pusher man.
No, 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 no.
He
You
called me the
ruined it.
pusher.
I called you the encourager.
Yeah. I,
I
I
did
was a.
not go to the other terminology he did, and I was like, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
No, but
He's
that's
like
his.
a strong encourager.
Yeah. Well, I think the way he was saying it was almost like unwanted at times from me, but he appreciated it.
I don't know
It.
if I couldn't get the fact that it was unwanted or not, but
Oh, he. That
I
was
know
part of the
that it
reason he
brought us
wouldn't let me
here.
talk. By the way,
What?
that's why he wouldn't let me talk for the longest time because he didn't want to hear what I was going to say. Because he knew I
I
was.
didn't.
He thought I was going to come in and go, "Why in God's name have you not been on my show? And why in God's name are you still doing this for 7 hours?" I talked to him and said, "Buddy, do 1 hour. Do something that's really good, and people can watch it forever." Yeah, yeah, whatever.
But your legacy can change and continue on in other ways, not just recording. Recording is very valuable.
Mm,
But your message could have already made the impact through the domino effect. Like that's something that's real.
sounds like a book. All right. Thank you, everyone. Take care. And my favorite part of this broadcast so far has been your face when I told you all the platforms we were on. Take care.
Oh,